Hey everyone, this is Rachel. Thanks for clicking on my video. Hey y'all, I wanted to come in real quick and talk about this COVID variant. Now y'all, for the job that I do, I work with people that are exposed, symptomatic, got COVID, all this junk. Do it day in and day out, been doing it since last year. I'm gonna tell y'all something. For all of you who are not vaccinated, because I got my vaccine back in April, and I am getting the booster when it's my time. For all of you who are not vaccinated, think about this. A few things. In a month or two, we're going to be into flu season, strep throat, pneumonia, bronchitis, all of that stuff. And you're going to have this Delta variant, COVID variant out there. This is going to be like a movie. It is going to be COVID is going to be bouncing around looking for a host during all of that. You know those movies where there is a plague going around and it latches on to people and they become zombies? Now, we may not get that far, where there's zombies walking around eating people and all that stuff. But y'all, unvaccinated folk, I feel sorry for you. Let me just say this about this vaccine. People are saying that, okay, if we have a vaccine, how can we still get it? Think about this. We have a measles vaccine, mumps, rubella, chicken pox, polio, the flu, yet humans still get those things. The vaccine is just to make sure that you don't die and that you end up on a ventilator. Basically, you can still get it with the vaccine. You just will not end up in the ICU, on a ventilator, and chances are you're not going to die. It just makes having it a lot better. Now, there are holdouts. I don't know what y'all holding out for because, like I said, I've been talking to people since last year. And once you get this shit, it ain't nothing to play with. It is not playing with us. And it keeps on mutating. Right now, in a few minutes, I have a meeting with my job, and we're rushing to get all these changes out before September, before flu season, and having to get the pneumonia shot and the flu shot and all that comes. We're trying to get all this done by the end of August, so when flu season rolls around and all this shit is swirling in the air, we can be ready. I just don't understand it. I'm going to tell y'all, as a black person, don't get me wrong, I got grandparents too, and aunts and uncles who told me stories of shit that happened. Back in the day when they were experimenting on black people, I understand it. I understand where y'all coming from. But here's the thing. The alternative is to get this and to suffer needlessly. Okay? You don't know if you're going to be the one of the ones that, because I've had some friends that had it and they made it through. They were sick, but they made it through. Now, I've had some friends that had it, they was damn near dead, but they made it through. Then you hear about people who had it and they died. Here's the thing about COVID. You don't know which one of those categories you're going to fall in. Because, like I said, I've been doing this for a year. There are healthy people, they get it and it tears them apart. They are still suffering the after effects and they got it last year. You know, it is messing with the rhythm of their brains forever. It is changing like almost their molecular structure forever. Okay? Get the vaccine. Get it because your alternative is you're playing Russian roulette with your life. I'm gonna tell y'all, when I got my first vaccine, because I'm gonna be totally honest, and I do it every day. I was really nervous. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I skipped in there. It's like, shoot me in the arm. I was sitting there, heart beating all hard. They called my name. Went in there, got my shot. The shot didn't even hurt. It didn't even draw blood. The lady was talking to me, and they said, I know she was putting a Band-Aid on. I didn't even feel the needle going in. It just felt like she touched my arm, and she said, all done. I noticed a little soreness in my arm for about an hour or two. Day went on, forgot all about it. Nothing else happened. The second shot, I was really scared with the second one, y'all. I was like, okay, now this is the one that I know through my job that people are saying you can get a little sick with the second one. So I went in there like, okay, I don't want to be sick. I don't want nothing, even if it's only lasting for 24 hours, because the little sickness that you can get with the second one, it lasts 24 to 72 hours, and they're getting flu-like symptoms, and then it's gone. But I work with a nurse, and she told me, right after you get your second shot, when you come home, when you walk in the door, there are these 650 milligram Tylenol that you can take. They're time release. You take them every 8 hours. She said the first day, when you get your vaccine, walk in your house and take the first one. She says set your alarm to remind you to take the next one 8 hours later. And even if you have to wake up in the middle of the night, take that third one, because you're only sick if you get sick for the first 24 to 48 hours. The symptoms that you get or can get, Tylenol cures them. Fever, little aches and pains. This is what people are complaining about. Fever, aches and pains. Tylenol gets rid of all of that. So if you're taking it in a preventative way, like I did, chances are you're not going to get those symptoms. The only thing that I felt with the second one is my arm was a lot sore that first day. The first shot, it was a little sore, but the second shot, my arm was really sore, and it was just for the first day. The second day I woke up, I'm like, I'm still here. I don't feel anything. My arm not sore anymore. I went on about my business. That was back in April. Now, as far as the booster shot, if you are fully vaccinated, I would suggest getting the booster too, but I will wait until after I've had that second shot for 8 months, because you don't want to get it so soon where the second shot you got is still working to cover you. The second shot starts to, from what I'm understanding, starts to kind of wear off around 6 to 8 months. So if I got mine in April, I'm due to get my booster in December, okay? And I'm getting it because I do not want to play with COVID during, what we're about to head into with the fall with all those other ones. Y'all, I work with a doctor, and she's very demonstrative because she's Italian. And she was explaining what is going to happen when the flu, pneumonia, strep throat, bronchitis, and all of that meets COVID. Okay? Because there was a question that was asked, like, if you are exposed to both of them, say you're out this fall, this early winter, and you pass somebody that has COVID and you don't know it, and you also in the same day encounter someone that has the flu, and you've been exposed to both of them, could you get both of them? And the thing that she said is, we don't know. But your chances of COVID encountering the flu, COVID could mutate. It could get with the flu and say, hey, normally with COVID, you get shortness of breath, coughing, fever, blah, 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 blah. But the flu got some stuff that I don't have as COVID. And because I'm battered in the flu, I'm going to maintain, and I'm going to take these little traits that I don't have from the flu and add it on to me and mutate into another variant. She was explaining that. Then she said, what if it meets strep throat? You know, strep throat, when you had that, it feel like somebody done drop acid down your throat. What if COVID meets strep throat and say, okay, I don't have that, where I feel like I'm shooting flamethrowers down somebody's throat. Let me grab onto that, knock strep out the way because I'm badder, because I'm big bad COVID, and take that with it and mutate again. Then think about pneumonia. Pneumonia attacks your lungs. That's one of COVID's traits because, you know, they talk about these people's lungs being jacked up. What if COVID meets pneumonia and say, yeah, I got that too, but I think if I take that from pneumonia, it'll make me kill people instantly. You know, if I adapt some of the stuff that I can get from pneumonia. Then bronchitis. What if COVID meets bronchitis out there this fall, this winter? And bronchitis had you coughing for months. I've had it. I used to get it every year till I started getting the flu shot. Once, I kid you not, y'all, I used to get bronchitis every year, starting in November, and it wouldn't be over till like January, February. I mean, not that long. Just say if I got it in November, I would end in December, early January. I'll be coughing for damn near 2 months. What if COVID meets that? Now, you know, one of the traits of COVID is people are coughing. What if it meets bronchitis and say, okay, it'll make me even badder, the COVID cough even badder if I link up with bronchitis and then mutate again. So this is why they are in such a panic for people to get this vaccine, because they know we about to go into a season where all this shit is going to be swirling around. Now, y'all, I got some family members that have not gotten the vaccine, very close family members. And what I've said is after September, because even though you're vaccinated, you can still get it. After September, I won't be mixing with them. Even now, like I still wear my mask, I still sanitize my hands like I have not been vaccinated. When people come in my house, they had to take their shoes off and immediately go to the bathroom and scrub up like they about to do surgery. Because I am not playing with COVID. COVID is not playing with us, y'all. The doctor that I work with ended that whole conversation by saying this, and it was scary to me. She said, we're going to go into the winter one way. And next spring, we're going to be missing a whole bunch of individuals. They will have died. They are not going to survive what's coming. Not with COVID. They're not going to survive because COVID is going to meet up with all of those other seasonal illnesses, and it's going to keep mutating and getting stronger. The only thing that we have to fight it, y'all, is the vaccine. And y'all, I'm going to end my video by saying this. Do your own research. Don't read what's on the internet. I mean, like under these threads, don't listen to your friends. Start with what is COVID. Then go on to how did they develop the vaccine. Because, again, y'all, I was just like y'all. I was scared. I remember when my grandparents and my mother told me about the experiments that they did on black people. And I was scared, leery, distrustful. But then as I started doing this job and listening to these doctors and then taking what they told me or what I heard and then going out doing my own research, I started feeling more and more comfortable about my decision to get the vaccine. It was a process for me, but because I want to live, I just went out there and said, you know what? I'm gonna start with how did it come about? Let me find out about this vaccine. How did they develop it? I just did everything that I could think till I answered all the questions that I had about it. And even with all that, I told y'all when I showed up for both of those shots, I was still scared. You know, I was still scared because it's been drummed in my head that as Black people that they were experimenting on us. And we know that they were, y'all. But do your own diligence. And with that, y'all, thanks for taking the time to listen to my ramblings. I just want to, next spring, I want everybody that's listening to my voice to still be around. And when I listen to this doctor explain what we're heading into, literally, y'all, I got off that Zoom meeting. I sat for a moment and then I started talking to the family members of mine who have not been vaccinated, trying to scare them. Because, first of all, if they get it, I don't want to see anybody suffer or know that they're somewhere suffering. I don't, the thought of that, what these people go through, the thought of it, one of my family members going through that, it scrapes my soul, y'all. Not being able to breathe, and oh God, the thought of it scares me for people. And then to say that, like, you get tested and they're saying, okay, you're not testing positive for it, but it left all these lingering things going on in your body, weird stuff with your brain and all of that. Your whole molecular structure been changed because this virus has been allowed to, like, rampage through your body. It's, y'all, think about it, the chance that you're taking. And with that, I got to get out of here because I could be talking about this for hours. It's just that I'm scared. I'm just scared for us. All right? Y'all take care out there. Bye-bye.